Hi, State Representative Jim Walsh here in my office in the O'Brien building on the state capitol campus in Olympia for our weekly video update. We're in the second week of the legislative session in 2023, and yesterday, this week, Tuesday, we heard 4 of the worst anti-gun bills we're likely to hear this session. I've already posted about those, and you'll see more on my webpage about the details of these 4 bad proposals. The U.S. Supreme Court's recent Bruen decision out of New York State applies to all 50 states and holds that anti-gun bills, like the 4 proposed here this week, are unconstitutional. I think that this is an exercise in futility and, frankly, a waste of taxpayer dollars, because these policies are going to be overturned by the federal courts, who have to follow the U.S. Supreme Court's Bruen decision. On another matter of probably greater relevance to public policy, we are beginning to deal with the fix for the police pursuit restrictions that have so hampered law enforcement around Washington. Cops and sheriff's deputies can't chase criminals and criminal suspects in a ridiculous way. This was part of a bad package of anti-cop bills passed here in Olympia a few years ago. We do have bipartisan support on a bill that would restore reasonable suspicion as the legal standard for law enforcement to pursue bad guys. The question is, will the leadership, particularly in the state Senate, agree to let this bipartisan good fix get through the chambers and to the governor's desk? That's going to be quite a political battle in the weeks ahead, but it's a good one, and it's one that we have to engage in. We need to give law enforcement the ability to chase bad guys in this state. And finally, some of you may have been hearing about a new story just kind of breaking in the news. There is a facility going in, or at least planned to go in, near Tenino, Washington, that is going to house some high-level, that is very dangerous, sex predators, sex offenders, who were housed on McNeil Island in the Puget Sound for basically criminally insane sex criminals, people who are not able to go to prison because they've been found not guilty by reason of insanity for their crimes. These patients are being released from McNeil Island into the general population in transitional housing facilities that basically look like homes, residential homes. This is a matter of great controversy, as people living in residential neighborhoods who may end up living next to these facilities housing high-risk sex criminals are upset about it. They rightly want the proper permitting and proper public meetings and opportunities for public comment before these facilities go into operation. But as we see in Tenino around this one controversial case, and frankly in all around the state and other less dramatically bad situations, the operators of these transitional housing facilities, which are sometimes private nonprofit organizations, but are sometimes private for-profit companies, are basically cutting corners around the regular permitting process, public hearing processes, public comment processes that are required before these facilities can start operating. And I'm even hearing that in some of these projects, in some of these situations, the facility is beginning to house the transitional individuals before they've received proper permitting. This is not good at all. And this controversial example in Tenino with the sex offenders coming from McNeil Island is really the tip of the iceberg of a larger problem, that these community custody houses are not going through the normal hearings processes. And regular people, families with kids who live nearby, aren't being informed and aren't having the chance to speak about these matters as the law and standard practice requires. This is going to be a big issue in the days ahead, and one I think that's going to get more attention here in Olympia, as it rightly should. So the session is just heating up. I have a virtual town hall coming up next Thursday. That's January 26, 2023. There'll be information on this page about how to register and participate in that virtual town hall if you'd like. And I will be continuing to do these video updates on a regular basis to tell you what's going on here in Olympia. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.